Got a match started, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's do it.
Up and coming, we have PKRS versus Critter. Now, PKRS.
PKRS.
Is it, well, that's what
I don't even know.
is. That's what PKRS is, and he's got a Pikachu hat on. So I'm going to make an inference.
What is it?
PKRS. In Pokemon, there is a thing called an effort value. Okay.
Oh, we've gone too far.
No. I have to explain it to say what the PKRS is. An effort value is what determines what your stats are as you get to the 2 different parts of a level.
Okay.
For every, I believe it's 4 points you have in an effort value, you get 1 in a stat. Okay?
Okay.
Up to a maximum of 250, I think, something like that. It may be 250. It's 255.
Okay.
Because I remember it was an odd number, and you couldn't get the full 4. It counts up by 4s.
Okay.
And so to appropriately train a Pokemon, you have to get those effort values, those EVs, up to their cap to where you need them to, right? A PKRS makes it so that whenever you encounter a wild Pokemon and you KO the wild Pokemon, it doubles the EV that you get whenever you kill it.
Is it an item?
No, it's actually, it spreads like a virus. And I'll tell you more about it here in just a little bit, though. But we've got, in beautiful HD, a Yoshi versus an Ike. We've got Critter versus PKRS. PKRS is the Yoshi player.
Yes. Okay, so now, Critter is one of our more veteran players in our Smash 4 Shockwave tournament. You should see, a lot of nairs, a lot of fairs, jabs, and grabs. That's what he's going to try to go for. Get some, essentially, range. That's what he's going to go for. A lot of range and a lot of kills from fair offstage.
Right. In addition to that, he's more of a 1, maybe 2 hit kind of character. You're not going to see any major combos out of him. You'll see a lot of neutral airs because neutral air auto cancels on the ground. So there's little to no lag whenever it lands. And so you can neutral air to jab and stuff. You should know this. You play Ice Brawl. Very similar in this game.
A bit. He's a little weird. All of his moves are really different from his Brawl incarnation. But with Yoshi, on the other hand, Yoshi got a bit of an overhaul. His dash attack, look at that dash attack. That's one of the best dash attacks in the game. Very difficult to punish on shield. His eggs are very similar to what they were in Brawl. You can still do V-reverse with your egg lay, and that's really great. That fair is really good.
Yes. It's actually, it makes it almost safe to approach, and then on top of that, it will, bounce people off of the ground and allow you to combo into up airs. Oh, speaking of bouncing off the ground, almost gets the KO by bouncing him off of the ground with that down air.
Yeah. Critter right there actually could have gotten a kill with...
There you go.
Oh, wow. Too many rolls by PKRS is going to end up taking that stock away. Gotta watch out for that.
T-lock control. Now, we are using custom moves here, and so you'll see some very minute differences. And to be honest with you, I haven't looked into custom moves too much, so I don't know what's going on with them very well. How adept are you with custom moves, sir?
I mean, I haven't seen all of them.
It's the same basic concept on most of the moves, with just some minute differences.
Yeah, almost every single one of them outside of Palutena and Rosalina are almost the same thing, slight difference. For instance, Critter's up B instead decided to go for the one that sends him much more forward in the up B. I think it reduces the amount of vertical that you have on the up B.
So you get more of a horizontal recovery out of his up B.
Yeah, which is, what...
Hang on. Let's talk about this 206% that he's at, man. Look at this. That's going to be the KO immediately as soon as I start talking about it.
Yeah. So this is what you're going to recognize when you're dealing with newer players versus more experienced players.
No jump.
Is oh! Good Lord! Sends him to the blast.
Wow! Gets him with the win box on the special neutral B, the custom neutral B.
Yeah.
Pushes him back, starts charging a forward smash, says, "You got nowhere to go. Come on. Come on. Gotcha!"
It's freaking Yu-Gi-Oh status.
That's some highlight reel action right there.
Obliterates! It's just, okay. All right.
It's not Exodia, it's Critter. That doesn't sound quite as intimidating,
Yeah,
I have to be honest with you.
That's not really quite it. But, yeah, what you're going to notice is that, with more experienced players, they're more efficient at actually getting the kill, which is really important. You'll both end up tacking on damage. you know, if the skill gap isn't too high, you'll tack on damage at a similar rate.
Yes.
The difference between a good player and a great player is how quickly you can take that kill.
Or even, in some cases, survive beyond your opponent's ability.
Correct.
And so there are a lot of minute differences that really divide up the good and great players like you were talking about.
Yeah.
It's really, really easy to go from being a mediocre player to being a good player.
Yeah.
It's a lot more difficult to climb that mountain from like good to great or from great up to one of the top players. So now we see PKRS with a character switch, goes from Yoshi over to Sheik. Sheik is one of the two arguably best characters in the game. 2 to 3.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather put them more into just bags.
Yes.
Yeah, Sheik's in a bag of being really good.
Yes.
But it looks like PKRS.
PKRS.
Oh, man.
It's Pokemon Virus.
Okay. Pokemon Virus is doing much better this time than with the Yoshi. That could have actually been one of his secondaries, and he was just, you know, overconfident.
I was expecting like a Pikachu or a Greninja or even a Charizard. Now, we haven't seen much out of Charizard or anything in this game, but, I mean,
Oh, that was... I don't know about that vanish. That was a really risky vanish.
I think the bench... Oh, no!
Didn't realize that he actually used his jump. Ends up going off the stage I laughed.
A little too deep. Now, see, one of the things about this particular matchup that's going to be rough for Sheik, Sheik already has enough difficulty landing a KO as it is.
Yeah. Oh, that was a good read.
Now, except like against Ike, good lord, it's going to be difficult to land a KO on Ike because Ike is so heavy compared to him.
Yeah.
Whoa, I see what you mean.
Yeah, there's
that was
custom up beat.
that was crazy looking.
Yeah. Really
That
cool.
should be whoa.
Whoa, that should not have killed. Nintendo, judge. All right.
Sakurai, please.
Yeah. Okay, so, yeah, you know, with fatter characters in general, Sheik is going to have a bit of a difficult time. He's going to have to get those really hard reads to actually, you know, get the kill. That forward smash was actually an excellent read on the last stock. But now we're at one stock apiece, 37% to 35. Let's see how the rest of this game goes.
Well, we can very likely look forward to a couple of bouncy fish KOs, and with the new horizontal recovery on that Aether, that's going to make a pretty big difference in Ike's ability to recover. Had he been like a split second later on.
Oh, where was it? That was the forward smash read. That was it. Critter. You knew in your heart. You knew in your heart, but your brain got in the way.
I was even, after I saw the bouncing fish start, I was like, okay, get a forward smash in here.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was like, no, forward tilt, and he turned and just kind of whipped a grab.
Ooh, good nair.
Oh, wow. No armor.
I don't know if that's the best move. I don't know if a neutral B is the answer. But I'd rather just do... Oh, this is a really close match. I'd rather just do a forward tilt if anything. Oh, good air dodge.
Would not have gotten a KO, so that may actually end up playing a better thing for PKRS. However, Critter...
Oh! Oh, and the taunt. The taunt is going to seal the deal.
Poor Critter shaking his head saying, no, man,
Yep.
no.
And that's what's going to happen, man. You play on a stage you weren't aware of. You got to make sure that you have the spacing down, or you can just lose random stocks and then lose games because of it.
Well, let's see where he takes him. I think that, assuming that he stays Sheik, the appropriate counter pick would be to go to a large stage as Ike. Because while Sheik has a lot of speed and is able to cover a larger area, Ike, whenever they're in mid to close range, will likely win most of the exchanges. And Ike will survive well into the probably couple hundreds. So I was actually going to say Town and City is probably where he should go.
So if he does choose that, Sheik does have ways to get around that. And the ways that she has to get around that is needles.
Right.
You get a bigger stage, but now the Ike has to work harder to actually get in.
And here we go. Does end up going to the counter pick that I expected.
Yeah.
1% separating these two players.
Yeah. So we'll see if PKRS actually employs that strategy if it goes with the same thing. If you recognize, oh, that was interesting. Oh God, this is a completely different player.
That was actually a really good conversion.
That was a setup. Like, there's no way. Like, he had that planned out. There was no jazz hands with that.
I agree. It was very likely that he knew that. Like, he knew where he was trying to put moves and covered a lot of options, and so he did it all appropriately and executed well. But now they're back into a neutral position, and PKRS is not really kneeling so much.
Yeah.
He's just kind of walking around, tilting, aerials, stuff like that. Realistically, this is like...
That's the worst way to play this match.
Yeah, and I was going to say, in theory, Ike had the percent lead, sort of, due to the character weight differences. However, now literally has it.
Yeah.
And that up air is not really going to do it, but he's got to tack on a little extra percent.
This can be death percent. He gets for
Oh, there it is! Gets him with a read with the up smash. Plants Sheik up in the air. Sheik does not have a lot of options coming down. Never has in any of the Smash games.
Yeah.
Little to no vertical prowess.
You gotta something that I actually had to teach Dustin was using your bouncing fish to get out of those scenarios.
Yes.
And that's what PKRS needs to do as well.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know how he knew that that's where he was going to land. I didn't know. I thought he was going to go straight down, not back. That was sick. That was really good.
However, Critter had some excellent DI to survive through the up smash somehow, and now he's just slowly but surely tacking on a little bit more percent at a time.
Yeah.
And he's got the rage factor in effect. If he gets a forward smash or potentially even an up smash at this point, he's going to get the KO even at this percent.
Yep, definitely.
Ooh, side B.
Oh, jab works out. I was expecting a grab, but
that should be it. That was a back air?
Yes, that was a back air. So this was a very similar scenario to last game.
Ooh, goes for the kind of sort of chain grab. Sorry, continue.
No, it's fine. Where Critter was ahead and ended up losing his stock with PKRS around 50 to 60%. So this is very similar to what happened last game. So we'll see if Critter can actually seal the deal this time. Now he doesn't have the strange ledge like Lilat.
Right.
So, ooh.
I don't think he has a jump. I don't think he has a... Oh, no! Wow.
Critter going way too deep.
Dirty.
Well, I really think that was just not understanding your customs.
I agree. He went. Ultimately, I believe he went the wrong way and went just a little too far out. And he may have tried to take PKRS with him to try and get the crazy KO.
Sick.
But ultimately, I believe it was a missed input that ended up taking the set 2-1 for PKRS over Critter.
Yeah.